Wasted world of sports, eh?
Oh, he's copped a head right to the nuts. Tedesco's butt crack.
Ahoy!
He's nearly taken security's head off.
I have no idea what the wasted world of sports is.
Wasted World of Sports crew, ahoy. How's everybody doing? Welcome along to this one. A very intriguing matchup, and we'll get into that in just a moment's time as to why it's so intriguing. But first and foremost, welcome along, chat rooms. Well, chat room tonight. No, actually, there's two. Chat rooms works. Welcome along live on YouTube, live on Twitch, and we're having a little bit of an experiment with the other platforms tonight. So, private streams only for the... That sounded a bit weird, didn't it? We're doing some private streams on other platforms. Anyways, we'll talk about the match momentarily, but first, welcome along, Mookie, ahoy mate, Lee Bowden, ahoy buddy, John Michael, ahoy, Bow Down, ahoy, No Dis, ahoy mate, welcome along, you early birds. Although there's only 4 minutes till kickoff. All right, we better fly through this pregame then. So obviously here on the Wasted World of Sports, we get a lot of support for the Warriors. Lots of Kiwis filter through the chat room. Lots of support for the Warriors. I'm very concerned, though. I've got to tell you, I'm very concerned about tonight for the Warriors. They are just so down on troops. They're not necessarily down on confidence, but they're so far down on troops at the moment. There's no Fisher-Harris tonight. There's no Vormolga tonight. Wade Egan, of course, not playing. Chance Nicholls is filling in at the centers. Kaufusi comes in at fullback. Kaufusi's a capable fullback, and I'm sure that Nicholls will do what's asked of him in the centers. But, so many injury concerns. The Dolphins, fresh off a bye. Kaufusi's back. Nicholls is back. Nikorima's back. They are getting very, very close to full-strength Dolphins again. Obviously, Bostock was ruled out for the season, but they're getting very, very close to full strength with what they've got available to them at the moment. Compare that to the Warriors missing half their spine, missing half their forward pack, or their key weapons in the forward pack anyway. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. And as the Dolphins sort of swung throughout the course of the week into favoritism, I'm not surprised. I've got to be honest, I've got the Dolphins winning this one. I'm sorry to upset the many, many Warriors supporters that I know we have out there in the chat room, but one thing that I pride myself on when doing Wasted World of Sports is complete and total honesty with my thoughts. And, I know that you're going to hate me for it, but I think the Dolphins win this, and I think they win it quite comfortably. Game ML, ahoy! But on the flip side, now here comes the good news, Warriors supporters. On the flip side, the Dolphins don't travel well. So whilst this is a little bit of a makeshift Warriors team, under-strength Warriors team, the Dolphins are a team that does not travel well. They struggle away from Suncorp and away from KO Stadium. So if there is a team that you would want to be coming up against, when you're a little bit down on luck and a little bit down on troops, a little down on confidence, it's probably the Dolphins away from home, if we're being brutally honest, which is, of course, what we are here. Broncos, Rabbitohs are coming up after this one, so do feel free to stick around here on the Wasted World of Sports, bringing you all the action in our own unique way, as we typically do each and every weekend. And, of course, we've got the big rugby test coming up tomorrow night. The storyline in that one, of course, will be, can the Lions complete a clean sweep? They've been undefeated this tour on Australian soil. One game to go. So can they complete the sweep as the Warriors run out onto the park now, the home side? Having a magnificent season, but this is just, it's a danger game. At least the bookmakers have swung the betting, so as I said, they're not the favorites anymore in this game, the Warriors. And the reason that's a good thing for them is it just takes some of the pressure off, alleviates some of the pressure they can just go out there and play footy. Tamare Martin starting at 6, replacing Chanel Harris-Tavita. DJ Shack, ahoy, mate. Looking forward to a good doubleheader here on Friday Night Foot. Oh, no. Well, there goes that. I didn't know this was the case. Here I am, all excited for a good night of Friday Night Footy, and then they go to a close-up of Ashley Klein. I didn't know that he had the whistle tonight. Well, there goes any thoughts of it being a good game. I might be exaggerating slightly. This one's underway. The Dolphins get us started. It's too late to change any tips now. I've gone with the Dolphins apologetically to the massive Warriors supporters that I know we have out there in the chat land. I've got the Dolphins winning quite convincingly. But it is the Warriors with first use of the footy. And let's see. The Dolphins, they'll be desperate as well, of course. This could be potentially their season on the line. Once again, I might be exaggerating and putting too much weight on this one game, but this is a big one for the Dolphins just to stick with that top 8. Fifth and last here, Tanner Boyd puts the kick downfield and backing up to take it on the full and running it into contact. The Dolphins. From dummy half, Nikorima has a dart. Looking dangerous early on, Kodi Nikorima. And now here goes Farnworth. 3 tackles, and they've just rolled upfield to the Warriors 40. Great start here for the Dolphins. Here's Kaufusi returning tonight. Oh, by the way, Kaufusi, I've got a cheeky little... I had a spare $1 in my betting account to use this weekend. So I put $1 on Felise Kaufusi to score a double tonight. That'll be interesting to see. Craig Kennett, ahoy, mate. Fifth and last for the Dolphins. They're 20 out. Katoa goes on to Nikorima. Little grubber in behind with Tenny Zalesniak, who scurries back and dives on the loose ball. The crowd applauds. But the Warriors find themselves under the pump early. Good start for the Dolphins. Nikorima running from dummy half. Finding some space. They're definitely up for it, as we thought they would be. Or rather, I should say, knew they would be. Now we can see what the Warriors can do. They've gone through their settler. Marley Prime, ahoy, mate. The media says the Sharks can still make the top 4. We need the Panthers and the Warriors to lose games. Yes, well, as I've said many times before here on the channel, once you start getting to the point of mathematically possible, you can pretty much be sure that it's not going to happen. 3 minutes gone in this one. No score. Oh, we need to get that scoreboard ticking over as well. As the first penalty of the game goes to the Dolphins. For high contact is the call. And just a little bit high, says Ashley Klein. Just a wee bit. And this will be a nice little piggyback upfield for the Dolphins. And their red-hot start continues. So something I didn't really get to touch on in the pregame. The Warriors are leaking a whopping 62% of their tries. 62% of all tries scored against the Warriors this season have been through their right edge defense. That's Wateni Zalesniak and Nickel Klokstad filling in over there this week. So I've loaded up in my same game multi on the Dolphins left as the Finns get a 6 again here. 20 meters down from the line in front of the posts. They go to the right. Katoa, though, switches back left for Nikorima to the hammer. Hammer throws the dummy, but it's not sold to anybody. 15 out from the line. The Dolphins, 4 tackles left. Switching back on the inside. There goes the hammer again. Staying on the left edge. Nikorima to the hammer. Short ball for Farnworth, who beats the first tackle. Breaks a second tackle. Reaches out and scores. We just got through saying 62% of the Warriors' tries come through the right edge defense. And the first one tonight, there it is. That right edge defense is weak as piss. And through goes Herbie Farnworth for the opener. A tick off the multi nice and early. Through the tackle of Witeni Zalesniak. Through the tackle of Tanner Boyd. And that left edge is going to come to life tonight. Herbie Farnworth and Avarillo. Look out. That was way too easy. 5 minutes gone, 4 points to nil. Broncos, Rabbitohs coming up after this one. Jarius Henry, ahoy, mate. Honestly, mate, I'm about ready to just pull the plug on TikTok completely. So no, we're not live on TikTok tonight. I'm trying to sort out what's actually happening with that platform. For those that aren't aware, every single time we go live on TikTok, I get a notification saying that we've essentially been banned from search results for streaming unoriginal content. What's more original than an actual live stream of me covering the game? As this conversion from out wide is successful, Jermaine Osako nails his first shot at goal, and it is 6 points to nil. The Dolphins, they couldn't have asked for a better start. That left edge, they kept going there. Back to back to back to back plays. And they finally cracked them. Cracked them with ease. Ultimately, at the end there. 6 points to nil. Warriors get us back underway. They've got a lot of work to do now to tighten up that defensive channel. Penalty now to the Dolphins. Oh, this is a very alarming start. Off the back of points, a piggyback upfield. And Katoa will put this one into touch. John Michael, I'll give you a guess. I'll give you a hint. It's what I always drink on streams. Or 62% of the time. I drink this about as much as the Warriors' right edge leaks tries. There's my little hint. Into the middle of the field goes Nikorima. Out the back for the hammer. Here they go. It's through the left again. Farnworth steps back into the middle and is tackled 20 meters out on play 3. The Dolphins are rolling here. Donahue goes out the back for Katoa to kick on play 3. Sets up in the end goal. And Taupiki is swamped. Goal line dropout incoming. Oh, the Dolphins are looking slick. Left-hand edge again. The Warriors' defense falling apart. Well defended at the back there by Atane Taupiki. But 8 minutes gone, the Warriors. Boy, this could be a long old night. They go short with the restart. It breaks the play to the 10, and they win the ball. Beautiful work. And Sam Healey comes away with it. Picked up and driven back in the tackle. No Wade Egan tonight, of course. Tuivasa-Sheck doing a strong carry. And a penalty to the home side. Tuivasa-Sheck punches the ball to the ground. He's happy. The Warriors, that's a nice little turnaround for them. And the experienced campaigner, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, just trying to keep this play ticking over. Look, we just got that momentum back. Let's keep it going. That's experience. trying to guide the youngsters along. Boy, do they need that indeed, DJ Shaq. And up over halfway. They've had half the ball, the Warriors, in this opening 10 minutes. A nice run here from Nikorima. Tanner Boyd has it now. Out the back for Tamari Martin, stepping back in field. 2 tackles left. Healey goes in field. Clark shows it inside. Goes out for Boyd. They've got numbers here to the right. Watene Zelezniak gets on the outside. Dives for the corner and plants it down. It's tick number 2 off the multi. Watene Zelezniak using his speed. And the Dolphins caught short. And the Warriors off the back of that penalty. Well, that was a reply that they needed to give. Watene Zelezniak, too much speed on the outside. Wow. 11 minutes into this game and 2 ticks off the multi. Can't believe it. Oh, tell me he grounded it. Oh, of course he grounded it. Holy hell, what a start. 6 points to 4, kick to come. Another tick for you as well, Mookie. Very nice. I've got a feeling it's going to be a good night. A good night for all of us. John Michael, Captain Morgan's, mate. The Captain Morgans. Tanner Boyd has a chance here from out wide. Asako, he nailed his. To lock this one up. Boyd puts it on target. Oh, that's a hell of a kick from the sideline. Tanner Boyd. 6-all, and the Joker's loving it. They needed to hit back. Two ticks off the multi. Done and dusted, nice and early. We can probably switch over to the try scorers list now as well. Try scorers. Watene Zelezniak. And Herbie Farnworth. Wayne Stretch, ahoy mates, as the Dolphins get us back underway. 6 points all. What a start to this game. I might have to, what's the word? I might have to apologize to Ashley Klein. He's controlling things quite nicely at the moment. There's Aaron Clark, or Nikorima rather, gets the offload. Back to Healey. Healey takes it up to halfway, and they're full of running now, the Warriors. Capewell wearing the number 4 tonight, but not playing there. 40 meters out from the line. This is a good set of 6 after points, 5th and last. 30 out. Tanner Boyd puts the kick up. Watene Zelezniak chases through. So too does our boy Halasima. And it's been lost forward, I think, by the Warriors. First off the Dolphins. Double knock on. First by the Dolphins. They're thinking about challenging. They're discussing it. No. Scrum will go down. The Warriors. Unbelievable. They could take the lead here. Yes, the good old captains. The drop of choice for all Pirates. Six points all. Scrum down here for the Warriors. 10 out from the line. They break away to the right for Boyd. Tamare Martin. Or Talpinky, sorry. Tackle 10 meters out. Hungry before dinner. Ahoy, mate. Slow play the ball, this one from Pompey. Kodi Nikorima goes from dummy half. He wants a double. 5 out from the line. Boyd. Out the back to Clark. A telegraph pass there. Well defended as Nikorima is tackled. 5 out in front of the posts. Healey to Boyd. Bobbles the ball. Gets it away to Pompey. Pompey drags 3 defenders with him. Half a meter out here. 2 tackles left. Clark at first receiver onto Boyd as they come left. A grubber kick in behind the line. Asako's back for it and bats it dead. Happy to just take the goal line dropout. Well, what a game this has been. We always talk about how it's hard to wrestle momentum back once you've lost it. The Dolphins started really hot. It wasn't until they gave away a penalty that the Warriors got on top, and now the Warriors are controlling all the flow of this game. The Dolphins go short with the restart here. It goes 10 and they win the ball. Herbie Farnworth wins the battle in the air. So both teams have had success now with the short restart. Oh, a double pump from Nikorima at dummy half. Now that was risky. He's nearly thrown it forward. The Dolphins appealing for a penalty. It's a slow play the ball. They need a piggyback upfield now to try and turn this around. Francis Molo. Straight up the guts on play 4. Broncos Rabbitohs coming up, of course, after this one. As Katoa kicks early, finds space in behind. He's got a great angle on it, but it's going to pull up a meter inside the sideline, rather. A meter inside the sideline for Kodi Nikorima. But it was the right idea from Katoa. David Tuakara. Ahoy, mate. Healey goes from dummy half. Gets the pass up for Kaufusi, I think it is there. Yes, it is. Now Healey scoots out of dummy half. Beats one. Almost gets through the second tackle. 30 out from the line on the 5th and last. Down the short side for Nicholls. Bangs it in over the top and taken by the Hammer, who spins away from the kick chase. But the Dolphins once again pinned down here inside their own 10. Heel fries, ahoy, mate. You know what? I'm not even going to give a number tonight, heel fries. Because I gave a number last time, and then something happened that distracted me, and I didn't actually get around to doing it, and then I felt terrible. So I'm better off not even speculating. As the Dolphins, 5th and last. Taken 20 out from their own line here, the Warriors. 6-all it is. 17 minutes gone in this one. So, yeah, I've still got to finish the updated intro video, which I suppose isn't really that important. Really, but yeah. It's been a decent game so far, this one. Yes, 100% completion rate for both teams. And they've traded spells of momentum in this opening 20 minutes. The first 10 minutes was all Dolphins. The ensuing 10 minutes have been all Warriors so far. And a great kick chase. They've taken Asako down as soon as he catches the ball. And the Dolphins just can't get any go forward at the moment. The Hammer just shuffles the ball along. They're only out to their own 10. That's tackle 3. Oh, Nicholls limping a little bit in back play. Nice step off the left boot by Farnworth, and he goes straight through. He's got the Hammer in support. And, oh, he's done a hamstring. He's done a hammy. Herbie Farnworth just needed to draw in the fullback, and passed it off to the Hammer, and Hammer was in under the sticks, and the poor bugger's done a Hemi. He couldn't even get the ball away. Farnworth steps off the left, makes a clean line break, goes up over halfway, simply has to draw in the fullback and pass it to the unmarked Hammer. And then, about 40 metres out from the line, the Hemi goes, and down goes Herbie. Couldn't get the pass away in the process either. The Dolphins would have been in under the post right there. He was ready to pass it. He was 2 meters away from offloading that ball to the Hammer. And that'll be Herbie Farnworth's night. So who comes on? Because if you look at the bench, Ray Stone, Torha, Mark Nicholls, and Josh Kerr. Who have the Dolphins got to slip in at centres? It's a very forward-oriented bench. This could be huge. This could be massive in the context of this match. Who will come in and play centre? Earl Forrester says sorry for him, but great. Okay, and it is Torha. Oblix Torha. Fifth and last, here's Nikorima down the short side from 20 out, puts it high. Batted back by the Dolphins and knocked on by the Warriors first, says Ashley Klein. Knock on Warriors. And it's going to be a captain's challenge here from the Warriors. Otherwise, it'll be a 10-meter scrum to the Dolphins. Very unlucky there for Herbie Farnworth. Beautiful step off the left boot, Herbie. Clean line break. Up over halfway he goes. Oh, yeah, that's clearly a knock-on by the Warriors. They've just wasted their captain's challenge here. Big call to captain's challenge this early in the game, says DJ Sheck. Yeah, especially on a call like that. He's obviously 100% certain that he didn't touch it. Oh, and Witeni Zelezniak's knocked it on to a player in an offside position. So, okay. Kaufusi was convinced that he didn't touch it. Turns out that he was right, but it's Witeni Zelezniak who's knocked it on at the back, and he's knocked it on into the hands of Niokore in an offside position. So I wonder what happens here because, well, obviously they lose the challenge, but it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because they're challenging the call of a knock-on against Taupiki, which is actually okay. So a mutual infringement. I don't think I've ever heard that before. The bunker has come back with a mutual infringement, essentially saying that the Dolphins and Warriors have touched the ball and knocked it on simultaneously. The challenge is successful. And, well, good luck working that one out. A simultaneous knock-on from both players, and the Warriors get the ball, a successful challenge. Well, there'll be some talk around that one, I think. "21 minutes left in this opening half. Samuel Healey, he's been having a blinder filling in for Wade Egan. I feel like really that they haven't lost anything with him being there. As Nikorima now takes it up over halfway on the 5th and last. Players are tangled, which slows the play, the ball down. Tanner Boyd gets the kick away on halfway. Backing up to take this one. The Dolphins through Averillo back in possession. Just outside their own 10-meter line. So this is an interestingly poised game. 6-all. Halfway through the first half. Herbie Farnworth gone for the rest of the night. Greet the sacred cow. Ahoy there. Up the waz. DJ Shack says, the way I see it, unless it's blatantly obvious, talking about the Captain's Challenge, of course, you should only use it as a last resort. 5th and last for the Dolphins. They're only up to their 40. Warriors have been defending well in midfield. Katoa puts it high. It's allowed to bounce. Sits up nicely for Wateni Zalesniak. Steps away from the kick chase. And Nikorima brings him down just outside the 30. Good kick return from DWZ. And now Tauapiki up to halfway. The Warriors with all the momentum in the world at the moment. Tuivasa-Sheck heads across field. Through the hands now for Capewell, who fends off Katoa. He's wrapped up and still can't bring him to ground. He's still fighting Capewell. That play looked like it had stalled for all money. But Curtis Capewell with a good show of power. Takes it up to the 30 and the Warriors get a 6 again. Oh, the Dolphins, ill-disciplined. Full set of 6 for the Warriors now. 20 meters out. Clark pops it up for Ford, who's running off his right shoulder. 10 meters out from the line. Players tangled up all over each other as Samuel Healey starts from dummy half. The Warriors get another set restart. Just a couple of meters out, right in front of the post. Clark in a dummy half. Goes right for Boyd, and the Warriors spill it on play 1. The hammer comes away with it for the Dolphins. That's the first mistake of the game. Both teams have been completing at 100% up until that point, and what a time for an error. 10 meters out from the opposition line in the red zone. Play 1. What a time for the first mistake of the match. From dummy half now, Marshall King opens them up. Where's the support? Marshall King, dummies, and it's intercepted by Capewell. Well, why was he even passing it? And now, Tuivasa-Sheck breaks away. Up over halfway, steps off the left, falls on the 40, and Asako brings him down. They're right back where they started. Jeremy Marshall King, why did he even pass that ball? Tanner Boyd to Ford. Ford picked up and dumped. An aggressive tackle by Francis Molo is penalized. Wow, that's a rough penalty, that one. Francis Molo has picked him up and dumped him. Certainly didn't go beyond the horizontal. The penalties for high contact before that. Fair enough, then. Fair enough. I thought he had penalized the lift. Opportunity here for 2 points for the Warriors if they want it, but jeez. Marshall King. He will want that pass back again, that's for sure. And I tell you what, the Dolphins, well, we talked about it at the top of the stream. The Dolphins do not travel well. And they appear to be continuing that trend. After a red-hot start, they have been abysmal. Ill-disciplined, and just inviting the Warriors on top in this contest. Declining a shot at 2, the home side. They want to go on the attack. Nikorima. He's always an opportunity here for any time try scorer. Capewell looks like he's having a big game. Capewell's actually scored in his last 3 outings against the Dolphins. An interesting stat there. on the 10. Tanner Boyd sends it left. They've got numbers. Oh, but stepping back in field is Tamare Martin. 5 out from the line with 2 tackles left. Healey to Boyd in midfield. Throws the pass out to nobody, and then it's knocked on. Again, a mistake in the red zone. 0 tackle for the Dolphins. A big let-off for the visitors. Dan, ahoy there. What a great name. I might be a little biased, but yes, Dan says, great first 10. Greet the Sacred Cow, says, can't believe we've lost to the Titans 5 or 6 times. Total bogey team. Everyone's got their bogey team, don't they? It's amazing how that just seems to work out. I'd be interested to go back through all the old games and just see when they come up against the Titans. Because the Titans were very desperate this year. Have they just happened to come up against the Titans every single time the Titans are desperate for a win to either save their coach or save their season or something? As Taupiki charges forward for the high ball and spills it, the Dolphins come away with it. So we have to go all the way back down the other end. The dropped ball early in the tackle count has led to this. This is a situation that should never have evolved for the Warriors. And here come the Dolphins, 10 out from the line, 6 again. 5 meters out from the line, Dolphins. Go left, short ball from Donahue. Well read by the Warriors' defense. Stone will play it just a couple of meters out. Donahue dummies and takes the line on. They're just a meter out. Marshall King, is it from dummy half? He's lost the ball. He's got it down cleanly, though, has he? Yes, he has. Marshall King from dummy half. Probably better that he didn't pass it after that last pass we saw him do. And the Dolphins, well, go all the way back to the other end of the field. The dropped ball. For the second time, the Warriors have dropped it early in the tackle count in the red zone on the attack. Taupiki drops the high ball at the end of the Dolphins set. And Jeremy Marshall King makes them pay the ultimate price as the try is confirmed. And the Dolphins lead 10-6 with the kick to come from right beside the post. Unbelievable. Disappointing there for the Warriors. Let's see. Where are we? Okay, here we go. They haven't updated my sports bet yet. 2 legs of the 4 done. Asako from right beside the posts puts it over for a 12-6 lead for the Dolphins. Okay, my 4-leg same game multi, of which we're halfway through already. They've offered me a $9.55 cash out. Honestly, I keep saying this all the time on live streams. I feel like I get absolutely dudded on cash outs. I think it's because they know that I'm just going to keep betting anyway. For the purposes of the streams, I'm going to keep putting bets on. The more you bet, the less you seem to get off them. The bookmakers, that is. Warriors get us back underway. 13 minutes left in this opening half. 12-6 Dolphins lead. Kimrose Keeler. Come on, Warriors. Dan says greatest name on the planet. I'll drink to that. Cheers. If only, you know what? The only thing that would make this drink even greater is instead of being called Captain Morgan's, it should be called Captain Dan. As a loose ball here is towed through by Wateni Zalesniak. He tries to keep it in the field of play as it skews towards the sideline. And the Dolphins will get possession back here in midfield. Jim, have you ever tried Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey? I've done shots of it. So yes, absolutely. Raven187, you helped install Foxtel at a sports bet manager's house. He got me tickets to the corporate box at Suncorp, where you drank 700 ml of JD for free. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Penalty here to the Dolphins, and the Warriors player is on report. Pressure on the neck from Sam Healey, who's had a good game otherwise, filling in for Wade Egan. Pressure on the neck is the call. Speaking of sports bars and Suncorp, well, not Suncorp specifically, but of course, coming up post-season in November, Wasted Water Sports, we are going to do I wouldn't really call it a meet and greet. I don't think, we'll call it a party. We're going to call it an end-of-year party. We'll do one in Brisbane, we'll do one in Melbourne, and we'll do one in Sydney coming up in November. Well, if we want, feel free to come along and hang out with the Wasted Water Sports crew and have a drink or 20 with us. As Jake Cavarillo now goes on a dart. Loses the ball in contact, does he? No, he holds on. I must have seen somebody's stray boot. Tackle 3 now for Ray Stone as the Dolphins go back on the attack. Marshall King goes down the left edge for Nikorima. Back inside is Francis Molo. 5 meters out. Donahue at first receiver to Katoa. Loose pass. Sits up nicely for the Dolphins. And this will be a try for Oren Keley. Oren Keley runs it around beside the posts. And the Dolphins extend their lead. Fortuitous. But you take them any way you can get them. I mean, it's working for the Raiders this season, isn't it? A little lucky, but you take it. The loose pass out the back on the bounce into the chest of Keley, and there was no Warriors defenders there at all. Two of us, a Sheck was 3 players infield. Wow. Talk about jamming in off the wing. He wasn't even covering Keley, who was the second man in off the edge. He was 3 men in. Unbelievably poor defense there from the Warriors. 9.5 to go until the break. And the Dolphins lead 16 points to 6. Yeah, so we figured to celebrate. I feel like I really do feel like there's enough of us now, enough of a community where we could justify just saying to hell with it. Let's hang out and have a party. So keep an eye out for those details. It'll happen at the end of the season. Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne in November as Asako puts up the absolute worst conversion attempt of his career. And it seems like he's hurt himself as well. Oh, the Dolphins surely can't afford any more injury concerns. They can't afford to lose any more players. Raven187, could we find a weekend with a game at Suncorp maybe? Well, I was thinking end of season because my work will be done. I mean, for those who don't know, this is actually what I do for a living. So I can't really, I can't really miss too many games. So I'm thinking if we do it at the end of the season, when there's not actually any games on, that was my train of thought. But anyways, more details on that soon. It's obviously just a nice thought at the moment. I think it could be fun. So we'll work on that. Is the Dolphins with 8 minutes to go until the break. have opened up a 10-point lead for themselves here. And they've got themselves back on top in this contest. Fifth and last, just inside the Warriors' half. Back for Katoa to kick from halfway. Puts this one down to a Taupiki. I believe Asako is still out there, yes. So Jermaine Asako has stayed out on the field. Whether or not he does any more goal kicking tonight, I guess we'll wait and see. But he is still out there for now. Onto the field comes Iremia Toava for the Warriors. Offload by... Oh, here goes Sam Healey. Straight up the middle. And a penalty to the Warriors late in the tackle count and on halfway. Well, here's a chance for them to hit back. Big opportunity now for the Warriors, but they've got to make sure that they don't get into the red zone and spill the ball. Got to put the pressure on and keep the pressure on. Broncos, Rabbitohs coming up after this one as well, so do feel free to stick around here on the Waste of Water Sports. As Stowers Smith gets the offload away, and here's Jackson Ford heading for the line. He's taken down half a metre out. 6 again for the Warriors. Capewell burrows under from dummy half. Does he get the ball down? Oh, this will be huge from a multi. Ashley Klein blows time off, and they're going to have a look. This could be massive. It's gone up as no try. Did Capewell get the ball to ground? He doesn't look at all convinced, Capewell. He does not look at all convinced. I really want them to award this, but there's going to be no evidence. There'll be no evidence that shows grounding. Capewell hasn't gone back to position. All the Warriors have stayed within the 10-metre line. It's gone up as no try, so there has to be conclusive evidence to overturn it. Oh, how close. How close. Kurt Capewell trying to burrow under from tummy half. That's how painfully close these same-game multis can be sometimes. But you look at it at the end of the game and you go, oh, all these ticks missed. That's how close sometimes a tick can be. Still tackles up the sleeve. Jackson Ford, dummies. Gets the offload back. Dived on by the Dolphins, but they've lost it forward in the process. And they'll still be under pressure. Richard Trainer, ahoy mates. So the try scorers. So Wateni Zalesniak for the Warriors. So that's number 2. Herbie Farnworth for the Dolphins. So that's number 4. Oren Keley for the Dolphins, number 12, as the Warriors now break away to the right. Taupiki, 5 meters out. He takes tackle 1. And Marshall King for the Dolphins, who's number 9. So 2, 4, 9, and 12. 10 meters from the line here, the Warriors, just to the left of the uprights. Healey with the cutout pass for Uremia Toava. Tanner Boyd brings it back left. 6 again. Nicholls Clockstad can't get on the outside of his opposite number. But they've got a full set of 6 incoming. Stowers Smith taken down. 15 out just to the left of posts. 4.5 left till halftime. Dolphins looking to hold on. Numbers to the right here for the Warriors. Here goes Watene Zelezniak for the corner. Steps off the right boot and scores a double. Watene Zelezniak gets 2, and the Warriors hit back with a crucial try. 4 minutes to go until halftime, and that was so important. 16-10 with the kick to come. Big conversion, this one. 16-10. They're within a converted try of leveling things up. But a conversion here. Tanner Boyd kicked the first one from pretty much the exact position. That was a big try right on the stroke of halftime, essentially. There's still 3 minutes to go. But still, a crucial one for the Warriors. Tanner Boyd kicked the first one, as I said, from pretty much this exact same spot. He's nailed the second one as well, and it's 16 points to 12. He is stepping up with the boot tonight, Tanner Boyd. Very crucial points. Oh, there's Herbie Farnworth. Still limping around in the changing rooms. Poor Herbie Farnworth. For those who don't know, maybe just joining us, Herbie Farnworth made a break earlier in the half. Clean line break, but then he did his hammy 40 meters out from the line. Early shift here from the Warriors. Tuivasa Shek breaks up the middle. Takes it out to the 40. That's tackle 1. That's video game stuff there from the Warriors as we approach the halftime break. Looking for more points. Tamare Martin with the goose step. Takes the line on. Tackle 3, 40 meters out from the line. Jackson Ford's been immense. And he has another strong carry here on play 4. Healey from dummy half down the left edge for Tamare Martin, stepping, weaving, 20 meters out on the 5th and last. Boyd with the crossfield kick for Watene Zelezniak. Can't get through, and it didn't go long enough in the end. Taken by the Dolphins, but a couple of meters out from their own try line. They will have to play it safe, you would suspect, with 1:40 to go until the break. Interesting. Maybe DJ Shaq knows this. I'm not sure. Or maybe somebody else knows this. But Eddie Uramia Toava. I mean, that is an interesting hyphenation of names. Alama Uramia, of course, of All Blacks fame. And I'm pretty sure there was a youngster who came through the ranks with the surname Toava. At one point, he didn't quite kick on. But it's an interesting hyphenation of names there. Uramia Toava. Katoa goes for the 40-20, but the Warriors secure possession. The last minute of the first half. And they've got the momentum here, the Warriors. Can they jag some more points? Samuel Healey's had a strong first 40. Stepping off the left and straight through goes Tamare Martin. Watene Zelezniak in support. He's tackled 35 out. Healey dummies and goes through the middle, 20 meters out. Fifth and last. This will be the last play of the half. What can they come up with? The Warriors are flying high at the moment. Boyd kicking out wide, looking for Pompey. Well taken at the back by Avarillo. And the Dolphins will survive until halftime. Well, I have got to apologize immensely to Ashley Klein as the halftime siren sounds. We saw a shot of Ashley Klein at the start of the stream. And I immediately ripped out. Oh, it's Witeni Zalesniak's having a little bit too much fun there. We saw a close-up of Ashley Klein, and I immediately ripped into him. Said, well, this game's going to be terrible. Turns out it's been a fantastic first half of footy, 16-12. The Dolphins just barely clinging on to a lead. You have to feel like it probably could have, should have been more points. Could have, should have. Herbie Farnworth, as I said, when he came up with that injury, that hamstring injury, all he needed to do at that point was draw in the fullback, and he had the hammer unmarked outside him. Unfortunate turn of events. Pulls his hammy, couldn't get the ball away before doing so. And I just wonder, like, what a difference that would have made, basically. What an absolute difference that would have made to things. Tom Ace, 88. You just need the hammer and RTS. Blair Andrew, ahoy, mate. Who have I got for the next game? Next game, I've loaded up on Broncos. Because I think Souths, they've just got so many injury concerns. I was talking at the top of this one about the Warriors' injury concerns, but holy hell, the Warriors' injury concerns are nothing compared to what the Rabbitohs are going through at the moment. So I think the Broncos win and win big. I have put Alex Johnston in the same game multi, though. So Alex Johnston is there. Whether or not he gets across the line or not, who knows, but Reece Walsh, Shibasaki, and Billy Walters to round out the four. But I've got to be honest, I mean, take your pick next game. Take your pick, any number of Broncos to get across the line, because I really do think they open them up, and they open them up big time. But we'll see. Ads, ahoy, mate. Ads says, poor Herbie. Yeah, so devastating for Herbie Farnworth. I tell you what, this is very, very selfish, but I think anyone who's ever had a punt will know exactly what I mean when I say at least he scored that try before he went off injured. Because I've had enough of players getting hurt or hurting themselves before they get tries in my same game multi. I'm glad he got the try. But as I said, that's very, very selfish, that mindset. So 16 points to 12 here at the halftime break. What will the second half bring? We'll find out shortly. I'll have a quick break, and we'll be back. Wasted Water Sports finishing off this game, and then the Broncos Rabbitohs coming up next. Be right back. All right. Halftime here. 16 points to 12. What do we got going on? Wayne Stretch, you got COVID. Oh, sorry to hear that, mate. I've had it twice, and yeah, it's not a good time. EKG, Rabbits versus Broncos. What are we thinking? I am thinking a landslide victory to the Broncos, quite frankly. The Rabbitohs have just got so many. The Rabbitohs basically have, I mean, I don't even think this is an exaggeration, but the Rabbitohs almost have an NRL quality starting squad. Like, if the Perth Bears, for example, come into the competition, right? Perth Bears come into the competition and they had on their roster all the players that the Rabbitohs have out injured at the moment, I think it would be a highly competitive starting squad. That's how many players that they've got out at the moment. I just can't. A fully fit, full strength Rabbitohs, I think they probably win. But with so many players out, I can't see any way. I mean, unless the Broncos just completely self-destruct, I can't see anything else but that happening. Blair, Andrew, ahoy, mate. Just don't know. I don't know what to do with TikTok, mate. Every time we go live now, I get a notification saying that we have been delisted from search results because of unoriginal content. So, yeah. I don't know what to do with TikTok or to even bother with it at all. It seems pretty widespread at the moment, that issue. I've seen that on forums, and a Google search has yielded a lot of people complaining about exactly the same thing. It's like, we're doing a live stream. How could it be unoriginal content? It's an actual live stream. It seems pretty widespread on TikTok at the moment, so until they decide to fix it, it's questionable as to whether we even do anything more over there. Savvy and Kesey's World. Ahoy there. Over or under 45 points? Well, if all goes the way that I'm imagining it going, the Broncos could get 45 just on their own. So you would have to think that the next game is pretty likely to be overs. But it really depends. If it's as heavy one-way traffic as I'm anticipating it being, the Broncos probably get 30 or 40 just on their own. So it comes down to what the Rabbitohs are going to be able to get. How many points are the Rabbitohs going to be able to jag? But I would be pretty tempted to go overs. It might be tight. Yeah, I think maybe like something 36 points to 10, maybe, in favor of the Broncos. So what's that, 46? Yeah, it's going to be pretty tight, but I think it could happen. That's my prediction, by the way. 36 points to 10. I think the Broncos win. Over an extremely depleted and extremely under strength South Sydney Rabbitohs. $16 points to 12 in this one, though. We are so close on this multi, honestly. Kurt Capewell in that first half tried to burrow over from dummy half, and he was held up over the line. That's how bloody close it can be sometimes. Waitamati, ahoy mate. Warriors need to get back in the winner's circle. I'm hoping it starts with a win over the Dolphins tonight. Well, I've got to say, I was very, very concerned for the Warriors. Coming into this game, very concerned. No Wade Egan, but Sam Healey has been immense. I was a bit worried about Nicholls Klokstad moving to the centres. Tane Taupiki goes in at fullback, and he's been a little susceptible under the high ball. But apart from that, I mean, he's been great on attack. An extra dimension on attack than Nickel Clockstat. But I think, yeah, a little bit more safe under the high ball. I'd be feeling better with Nickel Clockstat at the back. No offense to Kaufusi. Obviously, you can't play Kaufusi in the centers. He'd just get run all over all night. So I'm certainly not advocating that, but it was something that I was concerned about at the top of the game. Especially Capewell was originally listed to start at center. I think it was a smart decision in the end. Smart decision, moving Capewell back into the second row. Happy Donuts, ahoy. I love a good donut. Halftime about to end, but it was a nice halftime break. I had a sensational piss and a little sit down. Got to rest my voice a wee bit. 55% possession in that opening half to the Warriors, so most of that was at the back end of the half, though, in fairness, against desperate Dolphins defense, so maybe a little skewed in perspective with those stats at halftime. But we'll see. The big news from the first half, of course, Herbie Farnworth pulling his hammy. Here we go. 4 points the difference at the break. I've already sent my apology to Ashley Klein. It's been a great game of footy, and he's controlled it well. 40 minutes away from deciding a winner here as the Warriors get the second half started. Dolphins in possession, winding up from the back fence. A huge run forward there by big Josh Kerr. Tackle 2, the Dolphins out to their 30. Keeping it 1 out at the moment. Nicholls bumps away from 1, brings it out to the 40. This is a great opening set, but then they started the first half very well. Up over halfway now on play 4. Lemuelu plays it, and they keep it up the middle. Well, why not? Ray Stone now carries it inside the 40, and that is an almost perfect opening set. Katoa from 40 out, puts it high. Dolphins chase through, putting pressure on Kaufusi at the back, who takes it well. Tackled 12 meters out from his own line, about 10 in from the left touch. Warriors in possession. What a start from the Dolphins, though. That was a hell of a first set. Pretty much how the first half started as well. With Tenny Zelezniak staying down, trying to milk the penalty. Oh, we've got time off. He's holding onto his jaw. And I do not like seeing this at all. Look, if he's been hit high, fair enough. There can be a penalty. And there's shoulder to the side of the face. He's copped it high all right. Shoulder to the side of the face from Mark Nicholls as he was falling to the ground after the tackle. Nicholls is on report, and it will be a penalty, but you don't like to see it in that way. Staying down and milking. With Tenny Zelezniak, though, if he's off the field for HIA, then that's fine. Warriors find touch on the halfway line. Here they come. Yeah, you don't like to see players milking, slowing down the play, trying to incite the penalty. But ultimately, if the right call's made, I still think if you stay down and milk, it should be enforced off the field for a HIA. With Tenny Zelezniak is still out there. If he's been copped so bad that he had to stay down, off the field you go. Tackle 4 here for the Warriors. Healey brings it back down the short side. Taupiki, late pass, goes out the back and well read by the Dolphins. 5th and last, 5 meters out. They go back left for Tanner Boyd now. The crossfield kick. It's a little too heavy, is it? It's perfectly placed. Oh, no, it is a little too heavy. Jermaine Osako. Notice this. He literally was fine after the referee blew the penalty. He was milking, mate. I'm not saying it shouldn't have been a penalty, but he went from, oh, my jaw, to, yep, I'm all good, as soon as the penalty was blown. On halfway, here come the Dolphins now. Mark Nicholls plays it 40 out from the line. Katoa's going to kick here on play 3. Nobody at the back for the Warriors. Nikorima chasing through. And Wateni Zalesniak, who is absolutely fine, scoops it up and brings it back to the 10. Heading across field is Pompey. Straightens the attack. Ambitious play there from Katoa, but he spotted the space in behind. Taupiki was nowhere to be found at the back. Tuivasa-Sheck with the hit up. Good strong carry. Healey scoots out a dummy half. Loose offload picked up by Boyd. Boyd now takes the line on. 5th and last on halfway. I've been really impressed with Samuel Healey there in the number 9. Filling in for Wade Egan. 5th and last, Warriors get the kick down. There's no chase to speak of. And it's an easy take at the back for the Hammer, who returns it just short of the 30-meter line. Sam Vouston, ahoy, mate. Osako's held up and driven back in a 4-man Warriors tackle. They manhandled the poor bloke. Big defense again. Halasima with a monstrous hit. Keley plays it. Kerr gets the go forward the Dolphins needed, and he's tackled on halfway. Down the short side, Nikorima goes out the back. Well read, though, from the Warriors' defense. 5th and last here. Nikorima from 40 out puts it high. Dolphins streaming through to put pressure on Taupiki, who does well. Takes it and falls to the ground in one motion. 10 meters out from the line. GZ, ahoy, mate. From Nelson in New Zealand. Very nice. Taupiki fends off one. Goes up the middle. Oh, and he's German suplexed by Ray Stone. 2 tackles left here for the Warriors this set. That was a straight-out pro wrestling move, that one. 5th and last, Tanner Boyd steps outside the 40. Can't get it in behind the Dolphins. Backing up is Avarillo. Fires it in midfield to the Hammer. Dangerous pass. And Taupiki, he is still down in back play on his haunches after that German suplex. Straight up the middle goes Avarillo. Brings it just outside the 30. He's probably just a bit winded. He'll be all right. Oh, a forward pass from dummy half. That is a dead set shocker. And Ashley Klein's blown that up straight away. The Dolphins, oh, they're imploding here. Well, we talked about it. Once again, we talked about it at the top of the stream. We talked about it again as we approached halftime. They do not travel well, the Dolphins. 7 minutes into the second half and a huge opportunity now for the Warriors. Big mistake, that one from the Dolphins. Scrum down, 35 out from the line. Full set of 6 incoming. Can they make them pay? Stowers Smith, who's the new Jazz Tavanga with the headband and all. Boyd, dummies inside, goes out the back. Lined up to the right here. Taupiki runs out of space, has to cut back in field. And he's swallowed up there by Lemuelu. Halfway through this set, 20 meters out from the line. Boyd pops it up to Iramia Tuava. Kerr makes the tackle. 2 left here for the Warriors. Boyd to Tamare Martin. Here's Capewell on the burst. Capewell tackled, 5 out. He's determined to get across the try line tonight, Curtis Capewell. Slow play the ball and poor service there for Martin. Puts the crossfield kick up. Taken by Halasima. No, he loses it backwards and the Dolphins come away with it. Well, he had it. Halasima, he had it. Just couldn't cling on to it. 9 minutes gone in the second half. No change to the halftime score. And the Dolphins just starting to look a little flat. Warriors doing well considering how many players they've got out injured. There's Donahue. Scoots out a dummy half. 5th and last. It's going to take a big kick here from Katoa. Keeps it low and flat along the ground. Interesting kick. And the Dolphins, they've been bizarre tonight in respect of they've either marched upfield at will or they've been pinned inside their own 40 at the back end of a set. There hasn't seemed to be too much middle ground. They've either made a stack of meters or practically none. There haven't been a whole lot of just normal sets. There's Aaron Clark up over halfway. This is good field position now for the home side. 10 gone in the second half. Here's Halasima. Tries to step the tackle of Kerr, but he's brought down 40 out on the 5th and last. Boyd takes a few steps before he puts the kick in. Pressure at the back here on the hammer. Who takes it well in the face of the kick chasers. Well taken there by Tabuai Fado. Nikorima from dummy half. Offloads. Risky offload. It hasn't yielded any result, but it does keep Nikorima in at dummy half. Warriors up quickly. The Dolphins, you could throw a blanket over them, as they say. There's not going to be too much expansive play here early in the count. Ray Stone brings it outside the 40 on the 5th and last. Katoa gets the kick away. Straight down the throat of Taupiki at the back. And Jermaine Asako leads the kick chase. Warriors, they're on top in this second half in terms of possession and territory, but no points to show for it just yet. Broncos, Rabbitohs coming up after this one. But I think we've got a blockbuster finish inbound for this game as Jackson Ford almost slips over his own feet there. And he's a poor play the ball. He's got to stay on his feet, and that'll be a handover. Jackson Ford tried to play the ball too quickly. And he's appealing that he got his boot on it, which he did, but you've got to keep your feet. You can't fall over in the play the ball anymore. Dolphins. This is where they are usually ending their sets of 6. So this is a big opportunity to try and wrestle back some momentum in this game. They start where they normally end as Lussick is on the field for Healey. Freddie Lussick. Samuel Healey, perhaps not the regular starter, running out of gas. As Averillo dummies and goes straight through. Puts the foot down. Gets it tackled by Taupiki. Throws it back in field, and it goes into touch off Watene Zalesniak. Oh, and Taupiki's hurt himself in the process. But Averillo sells the dummy and goes straight through. It's a try saver from Taupiki. But he's come off second best. Avarillo flings the ball back in field. It's not played at by Watene Zelezniak, so it will be Warriors' ball. But we'll keep an eye on Taupiki. Avarillo, that would have been great for my multi as well. Again, how close have I been to this same game multi, right? As now, Capewell's on the left edge in space, puts the fend on. Capewell was held up over the line, and Avarillo has been tackled into touch with a try saver from Taupiki. I mean, sometimes it is just that close. Unbelievable. Fifth and last now for the Warriors. No, it's not, because the offload is away to Jackson Ford. Now it's the fifth and last. 20 meters out, right in front. Boyd gets the kick up. Contestable ball. The Warriors pile through and the Dolphins let them bat it back. Watene Zelezniak kicks it backwards. Halasima can't collect the loose ball. Basketball pass from Watene Zelezniak. Beware the second kick. Hammer's got to race back for it here, and he's in the end goal. Hammer gets back into the field of play. Throws a risky pass out for Nicholls. Boy, that was frantic by both teams. Could have been a disaster. Tanner Boyd doing well there to get that second kick away. And it became somewhat frantic from the Dolphins, who seem to be running out of gas here in the second half. The Dolphins not going well at all. Tackle 4, they're only out to the 40. Well, not even. Donahue goes wide to the left. A nice short ball there to Lemuelu. Fifth and last, short of halfway. Kurtoa needs a good kick here. Does find space in between the fullback and the wing. Taupiki, who has recovered from that little niggle after the try-saving tackle. And the Warriors now bring it out of territory. 16-12, no change to the halftime score. This one, I think, is going to go right down to the wire. Yeah, both teams just feeling each other out here in the second half. It's very tense. But Avarillo so close there down that left edge. Avarillo and Capewell would have secured my same game multi, and they've both got so close. Tanner Boyd from halfway puts the kick down. Speak of the devil, Avarillo's under it, and a wall of Warriors defenders there to meet him. The Hammer in midfield. Onto Asako. Has the ball ripped away? Does he? No. He holds onto it. Just outside their own 20, the Dolphins. 3 tackles gone. The Warriors are dominating territory here in the second half. No points yet to show for it. Nikorima goes out the back now for Avarillo to step off the left and go back in field. Tackled on the 40. That's the fifth and last now. Lemuelu is tackled. Big kick needed again here from Kurtoa. From halfway, puts it high. Taupiki plants himself under it. Easy take. 23 minutes to go. The points have indeed dried up. Now, the Warriors go left for Capewell. To Nickel Clockstadt. Beats the first 2 tackles. Nickel Clockstadt up to halfway before he's brought down by the Dolphins defenders, sliding across. Again, good field position here for the Warriors, who are clearly finishing the stronger of the 2 teams. But they need some points to show for it, you would think. Boyd holds the pass up nicely. Halasima puts the bumpers up. Stands in the tackle. Now he goes to ground. Tackle 4. 25 out from the line. Aaron Clark carries it inside the 20 for the fifth and last. Boyd, to the left they go. A little dink in over the top of Asako. It sits up in the in goal. Asako takes no chances and bats it dead. Goal line dropout incoming. Warriors on top, but not where it matters. Warriors go short. Dolphins go short, rather. Warriors come away with it. And straight up the middle goes Jacob Lepan. Tackle 10 meters out from the line. Lussick brings it to the right. Clark bumps off one. Aaron Clark half a meter short. Oh, they've got to come away with some points, the Warriors. Lussick again sticks to the right edge. Pompey, dummies. Wrapped up and driven back in the tackle. Dolphins holding on, but now the Warriors lined up to the left. Boyd goes up the middle for Laban again, who's picked up and dumped. 2 tackles left, 10 meters out. Clark out the back for Boyd. Here's a chance. Nicholls Clockstat steps off the left, but well read there by Jermaine Asako. Is it Katoa? Sorry. 5th and last. Boyd with the crossfield kick. Oh, he's dropped that in nicely. Halasima wins the battle in the air. Gets up and goes again. Halasima dives across to score. Halasima with the try locks the scores up. And most importantly, tickety tick off the multi. Tick number 3. And Halasima, this try-scoring weapon, continues to find a way across the line. Well, they needed points there, the Warriors. They have been dominating this second half. Halasima with the try. All right. I just need Jake Averillo. The Warriors are about to take the lead. Tanner Boyd, he's been immaculate with his goal kicking tonight. To tick off my multi, notice this. I freaking love it. As Tanner Boyd, oh, he's almost hooked it, but importantly, it doesn't matter where it goes over, as long as it goes over. And with 19 and a half minutes to go, the Warriors with some points to show for their second half dominance. Most importantly for me, Halasima gives me my 3rd tick off this same game multi. I'll tell you what, we've been on a great run at the moment with the same game multis. And still can't get a cash out offer above $10. That is nonsense. Dolphins get us back underway. The second half has been all Warriors. The Dolphins need to step up. They haven't quite been the same since Herbie Farnworth went off, have they? Tackle 3 here for the Warriors. Outside the 30. Very close to a head slam there, and Capewell took offense to it. 19 minutes left to go. I'm just seeing what they give me in a cash-out offer. Still hasn't updated. They're taking their sweet time. I never get good cash-out offers anyway, so I don't even know why I'm looking. 5th and last, Tanner Boyd gets the kick away. Averillo's under it. puts the head down and charges it back to the Warriors' defense. 18.5 left to play. 2 points the difference. The Dolphins just short of their own 40. Asako picked up and dumped by Capewell. Just short of halfway. Now beyond the halfway line goes Francis Molo. 2 tackles left. Donahue, dummies, tries to split them open up the middle. 5th and last. Marshall King goes left for Katoa. Nikorima is caught with the ball. Offloads back for Katoa. Puts the crossfield kick in now, but it's very shallow, and it's an easy take for Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And, yeah, I don't know what they were doing there, the Dolphins. I don't think they knew what they were doing either, to be perfectly honest. They've lost all control and direction with 17.5 minutes to play. They've lost all sense of control. How Picky plays it. Here's Wateni Zalesniak now with a good carry. Just short of their own 40. Tanner Boyd's going to kick here. Sends it down the ground to the Hammer on the full. And Hammer returns it to the 30. This is good field position for the Dolphins, but boy, they're just running out of gas. Another miserable cash-out offer. Unbelievable. 3 of the 4 legs down. Avarillo's already gone close once. And I get an $8.54 cash-out offer. That is miserable. Jarius Henry. Yes, Halasima scored. Dolphins look to go left. Pushing the pass, and it's loose. Big mistake. Freddie Lussick has raced up out of the line to put the hit on. And the Dolphins are going to captain's challenge. Well, this is a situation where they need to. The Dolphins. "16 minutes left to play. The Dolphins need the ball. It's been called a knock on. And this is a great captain's challenge. It was called a knock on against Katoa. Katoa's passed the ball, and it's been knocked on by Lussick. This is going to be a great result for the Dolphins. Tom Ace says he's a try-scoring machine, but my luck, I'll bet on him and he won't score. Yeah, that's usually the way it goes. I mean, look, Jake Avarillo, try-saving tackle by Taupiki. Otherwise, Avarillo would have been over and we would have had the win. As the Dolphins now break away to the right from the scrum. Nikorima steps back in field. Tries to duck under the tackle, and he's 30 meters out. Lined up to the left. That's where we want them to go. "20 meters out from the line. Marshall King, dummies left, goes back down the short side. 10 meters out. Donahue to Katoa. Nikorima now gets a 3-on-2. And Wateni Zalesniak with the intercept. Wateni Zalesniak steps back in field. He's outside the 20. And now he's ankle tapped. 15.5 to go. And I've been stolen. My Avarillo leg has been stolen away from me again. This time by Wateni Zalesniak. The Warriors on top here. Taupiki heads across field, looking for support. Or it was Tamate Martin, sorry. Tackled on halfway. Down the short side, Boyd, cut out pass for Pompey. Pompey runs straight over the top of Nikorima. Tackle 4. 35 out, the Warriors. Aaron Clark in midfield, bumps off 1. Flick pass, away to Lussick, who fires it across the field. And they keep the ball alive now. Capewell on to Nickel Clockstad, who gets in open space, but he's wrapped up by Keley. Dumped in the tackle. 5th and last. 25 out here, the Warriors. Boyd puts it high. Contestable ball. Pressure here on the Dolphins. The contact is cleared. And they come down with it to the Dolphins through the hammer. Give me $5. Ahoy, mate. $14 minutes to play. Desperation from Witini Zelezniak. It was Averillo who would have received the pass, and it would have been Mamulti. But crucially for the Dolphins, they're still looking good down that left edge. The right edge defense of the Warriors still a concern, as Halasima is now limping. Katoa almost caught with the ball. Ultimately gets the kick away, taken on the full by Tuivasa-Sheck. And Tuivasa-Sheck goes straight through them. He needs support. Asako comes back at him. But what a kick return from Roger. They're already up over halfway now, the Warriors. Nickel Clockstad. Oh, they're opening them up at will. Finishing strong here, the home side. Niakore up the middle. 30 meters out from the line. The Dolphins, they're staggering. They're stumbling. The Warriors just need to land that killer blow, the knockout punch. 2 tackles left. Boyd takes it to the line. Short ball. Halasima tackled. 5th and last, 10 meters out. Boyd now with the crossfield kick. Oh, it's not close enough to the line. That'll put no pressure on. Tuivasa-Sheck, though. Can't get the ball away, and that'll be a handover. Poor end of set. And the Dolphins, they're only just hanging on. Asako almost loses the ball. Big defense in midfield from the Warriors. They need a penalty here, the Dolphins. 12 minutes to go. Here's Averillo. Molo with the offload. Back for Nikorima. Nikorima on to Donahue. Donahue keeps it alive and the hammer's in open space. Gets the pass away to Ray Stone. Steps back in field. And is tackled on halfway. 2 tackles left here for the Dolphins. Katoa running across field. Now he links up with Marshall King and Nikorima. Averillo steps back in field. Now he's heading across to the right-hand side. Averillo flick pass back. But Donahue puts a little grubber in behind the line for himself. He can't get the ball on the rebound. Bats it back. And it's there for Francis Molo. Marshall King now. Dummies, and he's dumped in the tackle on the 5th and last. Scrappy. Kaufusi goes from dummy half. They get 6 again, the Dolphins. 20 meters away from the line. Oh, this is going to be a tense finish. They needed that, the Dolphins. A little bit of luck. Marshall King to Donahue. Well read by Lussick, who's up quickly on Katoa, and they shut him down. Donahue to Molo from a standing start. 5th and last here for the Dolphins. 10 meters out from the line. They go left. Donahue to Katoa. Nikorima at pace. Tapped on by Averillo in behind. And it goes to ground and into touch. A handover here for the Warriors. Ten and a half minutes to go. 2 points the difference. Oh, boy, this has turned into a great game. With Teddy Zelezniak again, he jammed in off his wing. He gets away with it on this occasion. As the Dolphins come up with the mistake. 10 minutes to play. No dis, says Molo is a beast, to be fair. Absolutely, but he was caught flat-footed there. I don't think he was expecting the ball, that last set of 6. You want a big unit like that to be charging on at pace, close to the line. As Kaufusi's down again. Boy, he's had some niggles tonight, Tane Kaufusi. He's in a bad way at the back. 5th and last now for the Warriors. Good run from Nikorima. 35 out in midfield on the last tackle. Boyd bobbles the ball. They're up on him, but he gets the kick away. Now the kick chasers are all offside, and that'll be a penalty to the Dolphins. Nine minutes to go. Penalty for the Dolphins. They need a big touch finder here. Katoa finds touch. Not a lot of meters made, but 35 meters out from the line. They should be in position here at the end of set to mount some sort of attack. They've got to complete this set, though. This is a crucial set to complete one way or the other. Even if they don't get points, if they just complete well and yield a result. Donahue to Nikorima. Short ball almost puts Lemuelu in space. 20 meters out. Donahue at first receiver. Offload for Kaufusi. Kaufusi back to Nikorima. Nikorima dances around in midfield. It's almost like they're playing for a penalty at the moment, the Dolphins, to take the 2 and perhaps send us to Golden Point. Molo, the beast. 5 meters out from the line. 2 tackles left. Donahue to Katoa. Loose pass. Trapped by Avarillo with the boot. Steps off the left. Opens up half a gap, but well hit by Harris-Tavita. 5th and last. Marshall King from dummy half to Katoa. Grubbers in behind the line for Nikorima. And Kodi Nikorima scores. Kodi Nikorima has stolen one here for the Dolphins. And they reclaim the lead. Katoa was slipping as he put this kick in. Didn't make any sort of positive contact with that ball. But it transpires it might have been a blessing in disguise. He gets just enough on it. Now was Nikorima onside. Does Nikorima ground it? Oh, he's lost it! Kodi Nikorima's lost the ball. He's knocked it on. And the Warriors will survive. Nikorima's knocked it on. With 7 minutes to go. The Warriors will get the ball. Nikorima knocks it on over the line. That's huge. Massive moment in the game. And the home crowd absolutely loves it. The Warriors will get to restart here from the 20 with 7 minutes to go. Oh, what a finish we've got. The home side breathes a sigh of relief. They're still looking dodgy on that right edge. Tuivasa-Sheck with the tap and go. Driven back in the tackle. 7 minutes, 46 remaining. Seven and a half to go. Warriors now. Kaufusi goes straight up the middle. Ankle tapped by Nikorima. Saves the day. But they're up over halfway. Great field position now. Harris-Tavita makes another 15. They're 30 out. Boyd to Clark. Takes tackle 4. 20 out from the line here. What a set of 6 here. 2 tackles left. Boyd drops it off on the inside for Laban. 10 meters out. They've gone the length of the field here, the Warriors, this set, basically. And they get a penalty. A penalty for a hip drop. with 6 minutes 49 to go. 2 points in the lead and a penalty. Kaufusi dropping down on the back of the legs. What's going to happen here? Is Kaufusi about to be sent? Ashley Klein's called him out. He wants a chat. 10 in the bin for Kaufusi. That's his night done. The Dolphins are down to 12 for the remainder of the game. 6 minutes 49 to go. And the Dolphins, well, so's Jacob Laban. His night's over as well. Kaufusi, 10 in the bin. The Warriors, they tap and go. The Dolphins down a man. A try here would be the end. With 6.5 to play. 10 meters out from the line. Clark at first receiver. Takes them on. 5 meters out. Boyd. Inside ball for Nikorima. Fends off one. Or Halasima it is now. 5 out from the line in midfield. Healey fires it out to Boyd on the left. Capewell from a standing start. Easily wrapped up. 5th and last. Healey. Double pump. Held up over the line. And that'll be the handover. 6 minutes to go. And the Dolphins have to go length of the field. 12 on 13. From their own goal line. They've literally got to go length of the field here. Got to get down low and try and make some meters. They desperately need a penalty. Desperately. Stour Smith with a big hit. The Warriors know that they're on the precipice here of a big victory. Tackle 3. Nikorima scoots out a dummy half. Finds a little bit of space. Gets the offload away for Lemuelu. Fires the pass back to the Hammer. Who sets it up in midfield here for Josh Kerr, I believe that is, who plays it. Just short of halfway now. Donahue can't get the ball away. Oren Keley tackled by Tuivasa-Sheck on the 5th and last. Kurtoa skies this one straight up in the air. The Warriors will let it bounce. And it's lost forward by Averillo. A handover. Well, they're going to captain's challenge this here for summary. I don't know what this really achieves for them. The Dolphins are challenging this for whatever reason. So the Warriors have let this ball bounce. Averillo. Well, Josh Kerr's offside. Oh, he's got a foot behind. So this is going to be a penalty. They might have just captain challenged themselves into a penalty. Well, that's hilarious. The Dolphins have just to sum up their night. Just to sum up their night, they have captains challenged themselves into a penalty against them. The Dolphins. That is unbelievable. Challenge unsuccessful. A knock-on turns into a penalty to the Warriors. Well, it's like I said. They were going to lose the ball anyway. That challenge made no sense whatsoever. They've now cost themselves, well, it was a poor kick to touch, but they would have lost the ball anyway. They cost themselves potentially even more meters. 4.5 minutes left to play. They'll only get like 2 more sets of 6 at most, the Dolphins. They've had their chances. Boyd shows it inside. Now they've got an overlap to the left, but Nicholls Kluckstadt stepping back in field as the Dolphins slid across in time. 10 meters out from the line. Tamare Martin onto Clark. Sets it up in midfield here, 10 meters out. 2 tackles left. Martin again. 2 of us, a Sheck running the inside angle. 5th and last, 5 meters away. They stay on the short side here, the Warriors, and they're happy to just back their defense in. Tamare Martin surrenders in the tackle, 5 meters out. And they're saying to the Dolphins, if you're good enough, do it. If you boys are good enough, bring it. Josh Kerr carries it outside the 20. That's a good run. Marshall King goes infield for Stone. They need some big, big carries here, the Dolphins. 3 minutes to go. Donahue to Nikorima. Nikorima brought down by Tanner Boyd on halfway. Hammer goes out the back for Katoa. Here's Donahue. Cut out pass to Lemuelu. Gives it to Nikorima. Cut out pass here for Fangai. Steps off the left. 5th and last. Penalty for high contact. Well, are they going to have a shot at 2? 35 meters out, 10 in from touch. They will have a crack at 2 points here to send us to Golden Point. Huge. Oh, they're putting it into the corner. They're putting it into the corner. The Dolphins had a penalty. It was a long way out. It certainly wasn't a give me 2 points. But they are backing themselves for more here. What an interesting call. Nikorima down the left here for Averillo to step back in field. Back to Josh Kerr. Beats the first tackle. They're 15 meters out. Marshall King to Donahue. Now Katoa. The hammer. Feeds it on. They shuffle it right. Oren Keley tackled inside the 10. 3 tackles left for the Dolphins. The hammer at first receiver. Katoa goes out to Marshall King. Nikorima inside ball for Averillo. Steps off the left. Averillo 5 meters out. Pops it back to the hammer. Broken defense of the Warriors, but they slide across and shut it down. Warriors have got a man down in back play. 2 tackles left. The hammer sacked in the tackle. This is it. 5th and last. 10 meters out. This is it. Donahue with the double pump for Nikorima. Averillo sends it on for Fangai. Back in field for Averillo. Cutout pass to Josh Kerr. Flex it out the back. Katoa keeps it alive. Floats it over the top for Asako. Asako for the corner. Steps in field and scores. Jermaine Asako wins it for the Dolphins. Jermaine Asako has stolen it here for the Dolphins. They backed themselves. They put the kick into touch. There was an opportunity for a long range too. They backed themselves for the try. They left it till the very last tackle from edge to edge. Jermaine Asako gets the ball in open space and just puts the foot down. 12 on 13. And Capewell was caught a long way infield. That is in no way Kurt Capewell's fault, by the way. Jermaine Asako stepping off the right, beats the cover defense. 20 points to 18, the Dolphins. And I once again extend my most sincere apologies to Ashley Klein because I wrote this game off as soon as I saw that he was officiating. And this has turned out to be an absolute banger. You can't believe it. Now, will there be time for the kickoff? Katoa is taking over the kicking duties. Jermaine Asako, he came up a bit ginger after that. He scored the try, but he hurt himself in the process, and Asako's taken himself out of kicking duties. And it is Katoa from out wide. Misses it, but the Dolphins have won 20 points to 18. They were terrible in that second half. They didn't look like scoring a try. And they waited until the very last minute of the match. And they have stolen the game at the death. 20 points to 18. Ah, bloody hell. All right, Broncos, Rabbitohs coming up. Broncos, Rabbitohs coming up right after this. Now, on YouTube, you should automatically get, redirected. You should automatically get redirected over to that one. And we'll be back on Twitch momentarily. See you guys shortly. Broncos, Rabbitohs coming up.